And we're back with the Pop Culture Cosmos. This is Gerald Glass from Pop Culture Cosmos and Game Source. Thanking everyone out there for listening to us. Catch us. Make sure you catch our Friday show, the PCC Multiverse, every Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on the Podcast Radio Network. And it's also available anytime you want as far as back episodes are concerned. And the latest one when it goes up on just the Pop Culture Cosmos channel on all the various outlets that we have out there, including Google, Google Play, Stitcher, iTunes, podcast.com, Mixcloud, TuneIn, the ESO network, the Tangibound network, and the Gonna Geek network as well. Well, there's a little trailer that dropped on Friday, right in the middle of the 40th anniversary of Star Wars. They're celebrating at the Star Wars celebration in Orlando. They dropped this little trailer for The Last Jedi coming this December. It's wreaked havoc on the internet once again, as only Star Wars can do. I want to ask you your thoughts, Josh, on The Last Jedi, and do you really think it will be The Last Jedi?
Well, obviously not, if Rey is turning into a Jedi or is a Jedi. Yeah, the trailer is very vague, just a lot of quick little action scenes. One thing I do not want to happen, though, is in the trailer they made Luke seem really like, I don't want to say whiny, but broody. Kind of like Cloud.
Bitter old man, maybe, because of the past decisions that were made and the way Kylo Ren turned. Do you think that might be a little bit something to do with it?
Yeah, but still, I mean, get over it. Like, I don't want to sit through an entire movie of him just brooding and whining about stuff. Like, if this is truly the end of the Skywalker saga, I want like closure on a good. It doesn't even have to be a good note, just on a note that is like a rise in the series.
One that's maybe deserving of his stature. I mean, if it wasn't for Luke Skywalker really doing the things that he did in the series, there wouldn't be a Star Wars series really to really for us, any of us out there, to really go upon. So yes, if it is the last movie for Luke Skywalker, or if he's in Episode 9 and that's his finality, let him finish out on a way that's befitting of the respect that he has so deserved over the course of 40 years.
Right.
So I want to ask you your thoughts. Is the training of Rey, is that something that her turning into Jedi you really want to see? Or did you like the way that she was before that she actually is starting to transform into that ulterior character per se, as far as grow that inner strength of the Jedi is concerned? Or did you like her just as the awesome, strong, leading lady, that rebel that she is already, without the added nuance of a Jedi training is, I guess, warranted in this case?
Well, I mean, we all kind of knew that she was going to become a Jedi, so we kind of enjoyed the movie from that perspective. But she's going to become a Jedi regardless, and it's what it does. What it reminds me of is the dynamic between Luke and Yoda. How Yoda didn't want to train Luke at first. Whether or not Luke's going to strap Rey to his back, we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I like Rey. She's a cool character, and she
Rey
really
is a great character. I want to get that out of the way. Rey is just an awesome character, even as she is, even without the Jedi added on to it. But it's clear that she is going to be the focal point of these next three films, and in doing so, they obviously need to put in the fact that she has those Jedi abilities.
Yeah, of course, and she we kind of knew, and like she already had developed them over the course of the last movie, kind of. But yeah, because we don't know, we don't know if she's a Skywalker or what the deal is. So I just want to see closure brought to the Skywalker saga, but I don't want to see the whole thing where Luke is like dancing with the dark side, because it's been done and it clearly did not work very well. And I know in the last Star Wars, a big complaint people had was that she developed her powers too fast. But at this point, it's like, do we really want to see? I don't want a whole block of the movie to be devoted to her training to become a Jedi. I just want quick scenes, because we've seen it before. It's the whole thing, like the origins with Spider-Man. We don't want to watch it again.
I have only some issues with the Star Wars series when it comes to where it seems like only the Jedi's or can either control or save the actual universe, where it's always in their hands. And one of the reasons why I kind of like Rogue One was the fact that a major part of the Star Wars universe was uh, completed, was battled, was won by people that were not within the Jedi Consortium. And to me, it feels more complete sometimes when somebody outside of those direct Jedi connections can go ahead and feel like they're contributing their weight and then some. And that's why I always liked Han Solo as my favorite characters, because he doesn't have those Jedi abilities, and to go ahead and still be the galactic hero there that he is just a testament to the way they created the character and the way he portrayed the character as well. And I like the fact that he, outside of being a Jedi, was still able to go ahead and affect the universe in a positive way. Your thoughts maybe on just focusing too much on the Jedi part of it and maybe not on Oscar Isaac's character, John Boyega, and all the other outside characters that still should be a more important part of the Star Wars universe at this time.
Hey, Finn might be a Jedi. We don't know. They were very vague about that in the last movie, but I think they've done a good job with Poe Dameron. I know originally he wasn't, like, I had heard something, he wasn't supposed to live through the first movie, but he was such a well received character that they decided to expand on that. And I hope that I hope they continue with him. He's a great Oscar Isaac, an excellent actor, and I think that they will continue to play those action scenes because we love those X-Men. Because in my opinion, in Star Wars, the X-wing and Y-wing, or the pilots, are just as big, just as responsible for saving the world, the universe, as the Jedi are. They just they can't lift things with their minds and stuff. So I think they'll still play on that. And they opened parts up for like Donnie Yen in Rogue One, and he wasn't quite a Jedi, but he understood the Force or whatever. So there'll be some of that for sure.
Your final thoughts on The Last Jedi, as far as overall, did you think it was a good trailer? Do you think it was effective in getting its message across? Or do you think there was a little bit too much hidden? Because now we're used to trailers and teasers that are, giving you little breadcrumbs along the way. And this one has been accused of not giving enough breadcrumbs at this point in time. But I think it was fairly effective. I didn't like it as much as the Force Awakens trailer, but that's because I watched back to back recently and just checked it out. And I really think that the Force Awakens trailer was, the Force Awakens trailer was more effective. But that's just my opinion. What's your thoughts on the actual comparison between the Last Jedi trailer? Do you think it was an effective trailer, and do you think it was more effective than the Force Awakens when it came out?
It was really vague. I don't remember too much about the Force Awakens trailer, but this one was vague, and I'm sure we'll get more as the next trailers roll out. But I liked it. I mean, I don't want, honestly, to me, the less that's in these trailers, the better, because I don't really want to know anything about these movies when I go in to see them, because it kind of spoils it for me. And I don't want to guess or speculate what's going to be in the movie, because I want to be surprised. Like, I don't want to like create expectations, because that is usually what happens when I come out of movies hating them, is because I created expectations for it. So, that's just my opinion, though. I know a lot of people like to sit there and analyze relentlessly.
Some people like us, but I think it was, like I said, it was a good trailer. I like the Force Awakens trailer a little bit more, but I think it was still effective in getting enough arousement from everyone there, everyone out there that is so interested and honed in on what Star Wars universe is doing. And I think, like everybody now, it's gotten the anticipation even higher, and as it built up to it's just people are just so excited about December 15th and the movie coming out, and I know we are as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing The Last Jedi. If you have any thoughts out there on The Last Jedi, where we're talking a lot of good things and maybe some things we'd like to tweak as far as The Last Jedi is concerned, as far as The Last Jedi trailer is concerned. Let us know your thoughts. PopCultureCosmos at yahoo.com, PopCultureCosmos on Facebook, or PopCultureCosmos on Twitter. And we're back. Well, actually, you know what? And we're back on the Pop Culture Cosmos show. It's Gerald Glassford from Pop Culture Cosmos and Game Source. I'm here along with my good friend, the man, the myth, the legend behind Humanican Media. This is Josh Peterson. And Josh, give everyone an update on what's going on with Humanican Media this week.
Yeah, you can catch the Morning Monitor, which is our daily show, Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday. We're still working out the kinks on it. So if we miss a day, don't abandon us. Please subscribe on YouTube. We keep updating. And today, this morning, I did record an episode of What About This? And there is a Super Bro station coming out on Monday. So a lot of good stuff going on right now. We appreciate the support as always, and stay tuned.
Indeed, that's correct. There's a lot of great stuff going on. So check it out on Humanican Media, on Facebook, on YouTube, and all of their social media outlets. And I'm going to be uploading some stuff over the course of the week on our Mixcloud, the Pop Culture Cosmos Mixcloud channel this week as well. Well, everybody I know was going gaga over The Last Jedi trailer, and everybody was having a great time at Star Wars Celebration. But there was another great trailer that was released this weekend as well from the Star Wars Celebration, and that was Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is coming out this holiday season, right there from Electronic Arts, and as a sequel to the very popular, somewhat well received, but not that greatly received, but it could have been better received, game that multiplayer format that everybody that played it seemed to think was great, but it needed some more steps to go as far as making it a complete game. And I think Star Wars Battlefront 2, after the trailer that was shown, maybe going a long way towards that as far as fixing some of those things that people needed to see done as far as that's concerned. So I ask you, Josh, your thoughts on Battlefront 2, and what do you want to see out of Battlefront 2 when it comes out this holiday to maybe get you involved as far as being a major player in the game?
I want to see a better game. I'm going to go on the record here and say that I hated the first one. Like they hyped it up so much, and then I got it and realized that there was no single player. I'm not a huge multiplayer person, and when I realized there's no single player on there, like I played it for maybe 2 days, and then I traded in immediately just because I don't know, like if you're going to put a Star Wars game out, give me an original story. Like I love Jedi Academy, Jedi Power Battles, Shadow of the Empire, because they had original stories and they're fun to play. There's a reason for me to sit down and play them. And I saw that this one has a single player campaign, and that's exciting to me. And it looks like the story falls into canon, maybe post Return of the Jedi, if I'm correct there. Yeah, and it's just I'm excited for it. I want to know more about it before I go out and buy it. But yeah, hopefully it's a game that'll keep me interested.
I hope so as well. For me, I do have the actual game still, along with the DLC. I found it somewhat rewarding from a multiplayer sense. I mean, I wasn't the best player in the world, but I did find myself competitive for most of the time that I have played the game. So it's been somewhat of an enjoyable experience. But you're right on the single player experience. It needs to happen. It needs to be added on, and it looks like it's being done from the perspective of the Empire, at least in the beginning part of it, as it's being narrated by a Empire soldier. As far as where it goes from there, who knows? But it looks like to be including a lot of favorites from the past and also the present with Kylo Ren, Darth Maul, and also excuse me, Yoda, and probably quite a bit more being added. And that's the great thing about Star Wars games. When you seem to get when someone's getting tired of maybe the same old characters that they're seeing, they can always throw one out of the universe that's a favorite indeed, that they can just basically plunk in at each point in time. So I know The Last Jedi will have some influence on Star Wars Battlefront 2 when it comes out, so that's something to look forward to indeed. I'm just hoping for better more competitive playing field, maybe a little bit as far as it's concerned, because there's sometimes there was some one-sided action going on. So I'm hoping that the playmaking abilities can be a little bit. The matchmaking abilities can be a little bit more effective. And then also, I wanted to make sure that if you have the Star Wars license, spend the extra money it takes to get the actual voices for the actual main characters involved, because some of the voice acting that was done was pretty horrendous, and EA needs to be reevaluated because of that, because it was just so when you go and you're in the middle of it and you see one of the iconic figures, or maybe you're even controlling one of the iconic figures in the universe, and some voice actor gives a horrible impersonation of it, whether it was Han Solo, Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker, what have you. Get the actual dialogue either from the actress themselves or actually from the movies that you can take it from. So it seems like it's a really easy thing to do. Spend the extra cash. You already spent a lot of cash to get the license. Spend a little more cash to make it that much more effective. What are your thoughts out there on Star Wars Battlefront 2? What needs to happen to make it a lot better game than the first? Because I know there were some people out there that had some issues with the game. Is it just a single player campaign you're looking for, or are you looking for some tweaks to make it even more special? Let us know. popculturecosmos@yahoo.com, popculturecosmos, Humanican Media, and GameSource on Facebook and Twitter. All right.